In this video, you will learn some quick tricks I use to make my layouts in Framer consistent and scalable across devices. These tricks I will try to use throughout the course. Sometimes I forget, but I thought I would be smart to kind of introduce them already before we get into the building process, because it can get quite messy fast. But keep this in mind as we go throughout the course. I think they will be really helpful for you. But before you can keep them in mind, we have to introduce them. So let's go into the stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is something I call top level paddings. And this is basically just about putting your paddings, and we're going to get into exactly how paddings works and all of this stuff later. And I will show you examples here now too, so don't get scared. But when we're using this thing called paddings, we want to make sure that we always use it, maybe not always, but as many times as we can, whenever possible. We use those paddings on our outermost containers, because that will just make it easier for us to remember where we've put our paddings. So if I look at this structure here, this is a section from the already made site that I just copied over here to give you an example. But you can see that we have our desktop frame. This is the overall layout. And inside of here, we have this top sellers section. This top sellers section is the top level container. And remember, I talked about top level paddings, which means that this top level container should be the container that has our paddings. And if we go to the right sidebar here, we can see that we have our paddings menu. And in the paddings menu, you will see that I've added some different paddings. In the top, we have a padding of 96. So the distance to the top here is 96. On the sides, it's 16, as you can see here. And then as we scale it, it's going to scale downwards. So if I go over here, it's going to be 56, 12, and 12. And how did I come up with that number? Well, what I usually use is a scaling system that is based on the 4-point grid system. So I will scale downwards in 4-point increments. If we look again, we can see that the top here is 96 and here it's 16. If we look at the tablet, it's 56 and 12. So quite a big jump in the top, 96 to 56, but it's divisible by 4, both of those numbers, which is the whole thing with the 4-point increment or 4-point grid system. And 12 here, 12 and 16, both are divisible by 4. Same